Hello and welcome to Grocery Pod. My name is Sean Kosednar. This week I'm joined by Nick Nickitas, General Manager, Local Independent Grocery at Instacart. It's pretty hard to break news on a podcast, but this is probably as close as we're going to get at Grocery Pod. We're recording this on Tuesday, March 26th from the Innovation Showcase. You may hear people in the background. The annual meeting just wrapped up. But before I get to Nick, we're going to end the big announcement. I want to remind you to please subscribe to Grocery Pod. Subscribing means new episodes will be downloaded for you each week. You can find Grocery Pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any other platform you use to listen. Thanks for joining me today, Nick.
Sean, it's great to be here. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again. I referenced some breaking news. Why don't you tell everyone what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so yesterday we announced that AWG and Instacart have formed an enhanced partnership for e-commerce and smart carts, our Caper carts for the member retailers. There's about 800 stores within the co-op today that use Instacart. And now we're going to make it easy for the remaining 2,300 plus members to be able to use this technology to enhance the experience for their guests and the communities they serve.
Yeah, so when I talked to you exactly a year ago at this innovation showcase, only about 800 AWG stores were using Instacart. Instacart previously, really focused on the bigger national chains. Why the independent grocery focus now?
I think independents are the bedrock to our communities, right? They're the first ones to get up and serve, whether it's to feed their local communities, whether it's to ask to donate to the local Little League team. They create tons of jobs, and they're just a staple to the fabric of these areas across the country. But it's never been harder to be an independent grocer, right? You've got more competition than ever coming from different formats: dollar, club, big and bulky, value. So independents are being pressurized by different formats. They're now dealing with like restaurants and more eat out of home as opposed to eating in the home. And there's technology giants that have been transforming the landscape. And so if you're that single store mom and pop grocer, how do you compete? And that's what we're focused on at Instacart. It's not easy when you're a company trying to build solutions for the independent. By definition, that makes us the underdog. And that's something that I think does inspire us. And so we're excited to be able to team up with AWG to make this awesome for all these independent retailers across the areas that AWG serves.
Yeah, so talk to the 2,300 members that weren't already working with Instacart. What does this partnership mean for them?
Okay, so a couple really exciting things. First off, if you haven't done online shopping yet, we're able to provide that to you where we pick, pack, and deliver the order. So I think a lot of independents were worried about, how will I get the labor in my store environment to be able to do all this stuff? Well, Instacart's the easy button. It's easy. It's affordable. We bring the shoppers to your store. They pick, pack, and deliver it. You don't even know they're there. So that's one big service. And what I would also say is that we provide delivery within 60 minutes drive time of around a store. So something that was really interesting to AWG when we were talking was, is Instacart going to be able to provide service for all of our locations? We've got some stores in pretty rural areas, and it's something like 90% plus of AWG stores were covered by existing Instacart shoppers. So imagine taking your store, drawing a 60-minute circle around it. That's the area that we can now support by getting these stores up and running on Instacart Marketplace.
Wow, that's very impressive, and I think going to be very interesting to a lot of people. You mentioned the Caper carts. That really jumped out at me from the press release. What are Caper carts, and how can AWG members utilize them?
Yeah, I love these smart carts because when you see it, it's the future of our industry. If you think about the shopping cart, it really hasn't changed dramatically over the last few decades. It's the same dumb cart in the store. It doesn't really do much. What these smart carts do is a few really interesting things. One, it's a mobile self-checkout. So as the customer is going around the store and they're dropping items in their basket, they're scanning those items as they're going around the store and seeing their total. The bottom of the cart is a weighted scale, so it can weigh produce and make it really easy for them as they're completing their order. They can connect it with their loyalty card number, so they're getting discounts on the fly. But the most important and distinguishing thing about these smart carts is on Caper, we can serve advertisements in the store. We can actually attract supplier contribution to run ads. So I'll give you an example. Sean, you're pushing your cart down the cereal aisle. As you're passing the cereal aisle, I can show you an ad for a cereal in the aisle.
Oh, wow.
And then maybe that you save, and that causes you to purchase that item. Or another example would be is, let's say you put in Tylenol and cough drops into the cart. We could serve up an ad for soup.
Yeah.
And so when you think about that, you're taking the 95% plus of in-store activity and now make it advertisable. And that's so valuable to the brands because it's not only measurable and attributable to that shopper, but they're influencing the shopper at the moment of sale. So we think this is a dramatic opportunity for grocers to attract revenue from brands in a way that they couldn't before.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes that friction like down to zero. You know, I get an ad when I'm at home. That's great. Like, hopefully I remember when I'm at the store. But this, I'm already at the store. I'm already buying stuff. I'm in that mode. So I have to imagine that's very enticing to advertisers.
Yeah, and as a result, the baskets on the carts are bigger. The store is getting more money from the revenue of the cart, but also through the advertising as well. So it's a really exciting time. We've got these carts live at Kroger, at Schnucks, at Bristol Farms, at ShopRite. And we're launching with one of our great independent partners, Geisler's, on the East Coast. They've got about 7 locations, and they're replacing the majority of their shopping carts with Caper. So this is a very exciting time for smart carts in the independent industry.
What's an upgrade like that cost to a retailer?
So right now we're doing a lot of work to support our early adopters. What I would recommend is to reach out to your AWG retail counselor, and they can provide you the pricing for your store. In addition, smart carts is something that is approved to be financed through AWG as well.
Oh, wow.
So if you're thinking about making that transition, not only can we help you on the Instacart side, but AWG is also leaning in to make this possible for its members.
That's very exciting too. I talked to you, like I said, exactly a year ago. We talked about smart carts. What else has Instacart been up to in the last 365 days?
I would say one of the biggest focuses for our company is around retail media networks and supporting retailers to get their fair share of advertising dollars. You know, there was, I think, something like $54 billion of retail media that was supposed to flow into the industry last year, but I don't think that much money got to the independents. Mm-hmm. And so what we're doing is building new tools and technology, whether it's on the e-commerce sites or on the smart carts, to bring that advertising dollars to independent retail. The other area that we're really focusing is on our catering and prepared foods. Oh. You know, we see that continuing to grow. We've got an amazing product called FoodStorm, which makes it easy for a customer to be able to place an order, whether they're online or they're in store on a tablet, or you can even place an order at the deli on the Caper cart and have, like, if you want to order your fresh deli meats or a sandwich, you can order it on the cart. It'll go to the deli, and when it's ready, it'll actually message the cart for you to pick it up. So we see catering and prepared foods as something that continues to grow and expand for the independent.
Yeah, I'm also very excited about that opportunity as well. It seems like something that was an afterthought in grocery stores, you know, in the past, and the ones that are really leaning into their deli and prepared food sections are the ones finding a lot of success. Because like we talked about in the meeting just now, you know, the rise of eating out at restaurants is increasing. How do we get some of that into the grocery stores?
That's right. I mean, look, a short story with my family. You know, when I was growing up, my grandmother, you know, she used to make the Sunday gravy, the Sunday pasta sauce. She would make it all scratched by hand. Mm-hmm. And then when my mom came along, you know, she would buy the jarred sauce off the shelf. And now for my family, you know, we get the ready to eat pasta and meatballs right from the store. And so that's just in those generational shift from making scratch pasta sauce to jarred pasta sauce to ready to eat, ready to heat. You've seen that shift. And I think grocers that can move from serving a cooking customer to an eating customer are becoming more and more successful, particularly with how restaurants have been eating into share of our traditional grocers.
Absolutely. You know, the showcase is going on. Obviously, this is going to come out afterwards, but talk to me about what Instacart is showing off at their booth downstairs.
Yeah, so we've got the Caper cart at the booth, so definitely come check it out. It's a lot of fun to see grocers as they're delighted to see all the different features around it. We're also helping grocers sign up today for Instacart Marketplace, which is really exciting. There's a number of different AI tools that we've been talking about with our product, how we're streamlining and making it easier for customers to get support. We're doing things we're using AI for enhanced search and recipe creation. So there's lots of different ways that we are taking the best technology out there and making it easy and affordable to the independent. And I think what we're trying to show here at the Innovation Showcase is that even though Instacart has traditionally worked with some of the largest chains out there, that same technology that's fueling some of the largest grocers in the country is now available to these stores at a price point they can afford, and we've made it real easy for them to implement.
And finally, just one more time, tell our member retailers that are listening what they need to do if they're interested in in using Instacart?
So the best way to reach out to us is either contact your retail counselor or talk to the amazing AWG retail services team. They've got all the information. We make it super easy to sign up. They'll give you a link. You can sign out the information, and we'll get you up and running in less than a few weeks.
Perfect. Thanks for joining me today, Nick.
Sean, it's always a pleasure. Excited to be here at the AWG Innovation Showcase, and thanks for everything you guys do to support our industry.
Absolutely. And thank you all for listening. Again, please like and subscribe to GrocerPod so you can automatically hear all the latest things going on around AWG. And until next time, this has been Sean Kosednar for GrocerPod.